Hello, my sewing friends. Here is Sewing on a Shoestring 2.0.
Woohoo!
I'm Jen, and I did a video about stuff you find at Dollar Tree that you can use in your sewing room. And the idea is that you don't have to have fancy notions, and you don't have to go to the fabric store and buy the fancy thing. A lot of times, something you already have or something you can find at Dollar Tree for $1.25 will do you just fine. So because you all liked that video so much, I thought I would do another one. So here we go from the stationery section. Okay, if you are a person who sews indie patterns for most of the time, then you have to put together lots of pieces of paper to make the pattern when you print them off at home. Well, when I do it, which is not very often, I use packing tape. Now I have this because I mail a lot of stuff and I like having packing tape, but you can find packing tape at Dollar Tree. This is a small roll, but it's not that small. And this is a great option because it's wide and it allows you to cover more area, you know, so you can, I don't know, it's better than Scotch tape, you know, the skinny stuff, I think. And I use this every time I put a indie pattern together that I print off at home, which is not very often because I hate doing that. But you know what I do often do is use a vintage pattern, and sometimes they're falling apart or they tear or something like that. And I am not hesitant to use some packing tape to repair them. So yeah, I highly recommend this stuff. Then I found these. I thought these were such a great idea. These are Post-it notes, but they're translucent, transparent. You can see through them. This, you see this? It's underneath this first one. Now, the great thing about these is that you can write on them, and if you want to write something on your pattern, let's say, and you don't want to have it on there permanently, this is a great solution. Say you want to go extend the dart half an inch, or you know, shorten the dart an inch, and you don't want to move it on the pattern because maybe you want to use the pattern for somebody else, or you know, maybe you just don't want it as a permanent thing. Well, you can do that with this and still see what's underneath, but you're not damaging your pattern. You're not writing on your pattern. So I just think this is a really smart idea. But you know, permanent marker, it's so much easier to see. And I don't know about you, but I don't like writing all over my pattern tissue with that. So excellent solution. I do like Post-it notes a lot. And I found these, which are in a little book like this. So they're pretty, you know, if you're just gonna leave them on your desk, you know, Post-it notes. Who doesn't use Post-it notes all the time? So reminding yourself of something you don't want to forget. And this is lots of sizes. And the great thing I found about this was they come in pink, and it also comes in green, and it also comes in this kind of blue. Moving on to this thing. This is a pencil case, and I just think this is so nice. This is going to hold things that you need to transport from one place to another. Now, I say that because a lot of times you need stuff right there where you're sewing. So let's say you sew on your desk or at a dining room table, a kitchen table. So you get your sewing machine out, you put it up there. Now you need to tote all the stuff that you need to sew. Well, this is great because it opens this way, and you have little compartments, and you can see that I've put bobbins and an eraser and a tape measure in here. You could put marking things in here, but you close it up and flip it over and you get another compartment, which is so nice. I've got a rotary cutter, some little stork scissors, and a Sharpie marker. Anything that you need. You've got two different sizes of things, and here's your stuff. Here are your bobbins. Just take it with you, you know? It's a great way to contain those little things and be able to transport them and then put them away. And you can get these Post-it notes. They came in all these designs. They're up in their game. more in the teacher section. I found this. This is chalk, just chalk. It's not colored, it's just white. I used this for a long time before I started using pencils to mark things, because this is so great for using it as a marking tool. The only thing is it doesn't stay sharp, but that's an easy fix. All you do is rub it against something until at a slant until you get a sharp edge, and there you go. Great solution if you don't have marking tools. Another great solution is washable crayons. Now these comes in a box of 36. I tried these out. I marked on some fabric, just scrap fabric. I used black, dark blue, white, yellow, and red. And they all came out in the wash. I marked it all up and then I threw it in the washer because I thought, I don't believe them, but they work. And that's an excellent, excellent marking tool. Always make sure that you try it on a sample of your fabric that you're using. All you have to do is mark and then go to your sink and try putting, getting it out with dishwashing soap. And then you can see whether or not it's going to work on your fabric. But what a deal. You get 36 crayons. And I don't know about you, but when I was in like first, second, third grade, I only got like the 24 count of Crayolas. Sometimes the 8, and sometimes I got the fat ones. But I was so envious of the kids that got the 64 count box that, you flip up the lid and it's got the sharpener on the back. They had all those colors. Oh man, what I would have given. I really, really liked those. My mom said, no, it's too much money. Well, it was the 1960s, so who knows. Anyway, you can use these and they work great. And you get 36 of them, so any color that you need. The other thing about that is, if you're afraid that they won't wash out, only mark within your seam allowance. And there you go. That'll solve that problem. Moving on over to the craft section. Did you know that Dollar Tree actually carries fabric? They come in little bundles like this. And they've got prints, obviously, and solids, all kinds. And they're a fat quarter, or roughly a fat quarter. I went ahead and undid this one, but it's about that much fabric. So, fat quarters and quilters, like they are synonymous, aren't they? But here's the thing. If I fold it in half and I fold it in half again, right here, I've got enough for an inseam pocket, like a side seam pocket. There you go. If you didn't buy enough fabric, you ran out of fabric before you could do that, you could use one of these. So it's just another way to use this kind of fabric. It's not very much fabric, but it's a fat quarter. Also, in the crafting section, I found this. This is a little artist's sketchbook. And I love this kind of thing because there are times when I think, I want to color block that out, but I don't know if I want to do it this way or this way. So I can sketch out what I'm looking at. I can either do that or I can trace it off, or however I want to do it, and then color it in or, shade it in, whatever. This is so great. This is 30 sheets and it is 9 inches by 6 inches, which I would not need anything more than that. I do have a great big sketch pad, which was a lot more money when I bought it a long time ago. It is 9 by 12 and you get 100 sheets, but $1.25, and this was probably every bit of at least $10. So if you're only going to use it for sketching out little variations on a theme, this would work great. Next up, I've got a little pair of detailing scissors. These are a lot like the little stork scissors or embroidery scissors that you can get. These, because they're not probably as sharp as embroidery scissors would be, what I would do with these is use them at my sewing machine to clip threads, because you don't need for them to be terribly sharp. This would work great. And, Dollar Tree scissors are only as sharp as they are when you first get them. Still, it's going to work great for just snipping threads. So that's what I would use this for. I don't know that I would use these for like clipping curves or getting into a corner. nah, it's an iffy thing because of how sharp they are. But for cutting your thread, oh yeah, that would work great. I found these little finger protectors. Now they call them finger protectors, and that's probably because they're made for people who use a glue gun and want to protect their fingers, not burn their fingers. But I often will be hand sewing, and it drives me crazy that I can't get my needle to go through when I'm sewing on a button or a hook and eye or something like that. And can you say thimble? 100% silicone. I don't think you're going to poke anything through it, but it gives you that little bit of extra where you don't have to use your finger. You don't have to poke a hole in your finger, but even if you did poke a hole in this, you get 3 of them. So, you know, it's still going to help you because it's going to, even if you don't stick the end of the needle into this, you can get a hold of the needle well enough to slide it through wherever you're sliding it through. So, a great alternative to a thimble. Okay, so now we're going to move into the beauty section. And speaking of hand sewing, I hate hand sewing. I hate it with the passion of 1,000 tons. You and I often probably run into the same thing. This happens to me when I need a big long stretch of thread. I'm sewing on 10 buttons. I'm hemming something by hand. You know, I don't hand sew very often, but when I do, I like to have a big long strand of thread, you know, a big long length. And inevitably, what will happen is it tangles, it knots, and I have to start all over again. And that makes me crazy. So here is the solution. Soap. This is just lavender soap. It's lavender because I love lavender. And it works like this. This actually was a proper piece of soap like this, proper bar of soap. But I think it just got old and it broke. But you can see, do you see all these little places on it where it's like these little lines? What you do is you take your thread and you pull it through the soap, and it waxes the thread so that it won't stick to itself and it won't knot up and tangle. Most of the time. It's not a foolproof method. It's not a foolproof method. God, what's the matter with me? I can't say that it always prevents why do I even need to say that? Works great. You can get these little beeswax things at the fabric store, but why would you do that when you can just buy some soap? Or you may even have soap at your house, but this is a good deal. I love lavender. Oh man, it really smells like lavender. This is something that I always have in my sewing room. In fact, I have 2 of them right now. A nail file. This serves a lot of purposes. For example, you can sharpen your chalk if you want to. Most of the time, I use them because I have a burr on my fingernails. And I just need to get that off because it's catching on fabric and thread and every imaginable thing that I am holding in my hand. And so this works great. This is a square one. It's just so nice to have in your sewing room for when, you know, you just need a nail file. You need an emery board. So whenever you get to the end of the aisle, you come to the back wall and it's all full of cleaning products. Well, something you can find is spray starch. This is called Extra Spray Starch Pro Finish Formula, makes ironing easier, lemon scent. So it looks like this. It's $1.25. Now I brought this one out because I don't know if you can get this cheaper at Walmart. I think Walmart it's like 97 cents for the generic, at least. This is faultless. And I got it because it's heavy finish, but I think it might be about the same price as this. So if you only need starch and you don't want to brave Walmart because it's huge and like 10 football fields and you just don't want to wander around and find all that kind of stuff, and you're already at Dollar Tree, this is a good option for you. Good deal. Now I'm going to move on into storage. And the only thing I picked up this time was this. This is stackable drawers. And little drawer, they're stackable. But you know the thing I love the most? You can see through them. So I'm going to take these apart and just show you one. You can see what's in there. So if you've got like machine needles or bobbins or small spools of thread, and you want to not forget where you put them, this is a great option, because they stack. It's so nice. You can do more than one, and they're little, so you can take them wherever you need to go, just like this thing, pencil case, also portable. So if you have a designated sewing space, these are also really nice because they are small enough to not take up a lot of room on your sewing table or your sewing surface, wherever you are, and you can leave them there, and you've got all that stuff right at hand, and you can see what's in them. That's the best part. Okay, now we're going to move over into the party section. And first thing I want to show you is these. These are gift wrap. This one is mermaids, I think. This one is brown craft paper, and this is also gift wrap, but it's just white. These are such a good option. If you just need some paper to extend your pattern, you need it a little bit longer, or you need to move it in some way. If you do full bust adjustments, this is a great option because it's paper. It's lightweight. You don't have to use copy paper if you don't want to, and you know, it comes on a roll. So I think this is an excellent option. You can also use Christmas paper, wrapping paper, which actually does go on sale at Dollar Tree after the holiday. Now you have to be fast and get in there, but it's, I mean, these are $1.25, and they'll go on sale for half off, you know. Great option. And the last thing I want to show you is also from the party section, and this is a set of 4 little plastic dishes. So they're just nice, you know, like a little candy dish. Now here is what I want to suggest to you. Well, first of all, you can use them all over your sewing room, your sewing space. You can put any imaginable thing in them. I'm sure you can come up with 20 things right off the top of your head. Bobbins is what always comes to mind for me, but yeah, they would work for anything. But here's what I want to show you. You can head over to their craft section and pick up some Aleene's tacky glue. And I think, although I can't remember, I think they might have craft magnets. But you know what? Go to your fridge and get some magnets, because, okay, come on. You don't have magnets on your fridge? I know you do. I know you do, because you've got your kids' artwork, you've got your grandkids' artwork, you've got things you've done, coupons, you know, for, I don't know, 10% off DoorDash or something like that. You've got magnets on your fridge. I know you do. So I'm going to show you how to put this together. Got my little dish. Got my glue. All I'm going to do is open up my glue. You got to cut the end off of that, by the way. Put my glue right on top of here, and I'm just going to squeeze it on just like this. And I'm using a fairly generous amount. See? And now all I'm going to do is put my magnets on. Now, the important thing about this is that you don't want them to repel each other. You want them to be able to attract like that. So put the attractive part on the bottom as you put them on here, and you just stick them on. That's all. Just stick them on like that. Let's see if I can find this. Are these repelling? Yes. Okay, so I want the attractive side on there. So all you do is that, just like that. And now you've got a pin dish, and it does work. It really does work, because watch. Okay, see how those are sticking? They're not coming out. So there you go. Now that white glue is going to dry clear. What a great idea. Now all your sewing friends, you have an immediate, automatic Christmas gift for them, or birthday gift, or cute little thing that you can give them to keep in their sewing room. And there you go. So that is all of the stuff that I got this time at Dollar Tree. Let me know if you have any of this stuff and you use it, or if you've got a better use for it, or if you've got another thing that you found at Dollar Tree and that you want to let everyone know about. Because when you do that, we all learn, and we can all go shopping at Dollar Tree. So Hope these help you in any way, shape, or form, and I will see you next time. Thank you so much for watching.